I am the girl who once believed that parchment dreams could still be written in ink that does not fade. And I arrived at Universitatea Politehnica din Bucuresti, clutching a suitcase lined with the last of my grandmother's silk, the same silk she hid under floorboards when the Soviets came. I thought a university was a cathedral of minds, but this place is a belfry with no bell, only bats and the smell of cold rust that tastes like blood if you breathe too long. The first lie greets me at the gate. A banner that says "Welcome Future Engineers" in English, but the glue is peeling, and underneath the Romanian words are cracked like old porcelain. I am an international student, which means my passport is a neon sign that flashes wallet. The porter with tobacco fingers points at a paper that claims no application fee, yet when I later ask for my tuition refund they slice €100 off the top, like snipping the crust off bread and calling it fair. They say other schools only take 40, but here the admin smiles as if they are doing me a favor. And that smile is how I learn that scamming is bad because it teaches you trust is a currency you can go bankrupt in. I climb the stairs to the registrar and each step is a different decade. 1970 peeling linoleum, 1980 broken fluorescent, 1990 graffiti that reads "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here" in Comic Sans. The secretary ladies wear cardigans the color of dishwater, and when I speak they tilt their heads like cats deciding whether to swat or ignore. They tell me my courses will be in English, but the timetable is printed in Romanian, and when I ask for translation they sigh so loudly the sound is a whole weather system. That sigh is how I learn that being ignored is not silence, it is noise that erases your name. The classroom is a sarcophagus. The desks are nailed to the floor as if students might steal them, and the wood is carved with the initials of every person who ever wanted to escape. The professor enters wearing a tweed jacket that smells of wet dog and old victories. He opens his mouth and outrolls a lecture that was old when Dewes was young. He speaks of algorithms that no company has used since Windows 95, and when I raise my hand to ask about modern frameworks he squints as if I am a glitch in his PowerPoint. He says you are here to listen, not to think, and the chalk in his hand snaps like a tiny bone. That snap is how I learn that outdated knowledge is not harmless nostalgia, it is a lead weight sewn into your parachute. We are ordered to install software that costs more than my monthly food budget, but the links he sends are torrents wrapped in pop-up ads that flash hot singles near you. The exe files are named Crack Final Reel. Exe, and when I hesitate he smirks and says everybody does it. That smirk is how I learn that piracy is not victimless. It is a professor teaching you that honesty is for suckers, and suddenly my degree feels like a diploma in moral bankruptcy. The lab is a museum of rust. The oscilloscopes have screens the color of sick custard, and when I twist the knobs they crunch like gravel. The computers take 20 minutes to open Notepad, and the cooling fans scream like widows. I am paired with a local boy who refuses to speak to me because my accent is too fancy, so we solder in silence, and the solder smoke smells like burning hair. The assignment is to build a circuit that no industry has used since the Cold War, and when I ask why, the assistant shrugs and says it is tradition. That shrug is how I learn that tradition can be another word for negligence. Exams are not measurements, they are hazing rituals. The questions are copied from a mimeograph that has been photocopied so many times the letters bleed into ghosts. We must regurgitate proofs that exist only in Romanian textbooks printed on Bible-thin paper. If you forget a comma, the professor draws a red circle so large it eats your who.
The answer, and when you get the paper back the grade is a number that feels like a slap. I watch a girl cry because she studied modern machine learning, but the test asked about vacuum tube logic, and her tears drip onto the desk and make the ink run, and nobody hands her a tissue. Those tears are how I learn that measuring memory instead of understanding is like weighing a bird to see if it can fly. The dormitory.
The businesses that huddle around Universitatea Politehnica din Bucuresti are like a row of shiny toy cars with the wheels glued on crooked. They look as if they should roll. But the moment you push, they wobble, squeak, and finally tip over in slow, tragic silence. I came away feeling the whole quarter has agreed, in some secret meeting, to charge first world prices for third world afterthoughts, and then to blame you for noticing. Let me walk you through the evidence, because once you see the pattern you will not unsee it, the same way you cannot unsmell the toilets at AFI Kotrosny. That mall is the cathedral of the neighborhood, a glass mountain that promises air-conditioned heaven, Yet inside the air is a wet sponge pressed against your face. Rain falls through the roof, as if the clouds have simply given up and moved indoors. The lights die like a stage manager, forgot to pay the electricity bill, and the parking machine waits at the exit like a polite pickpocket who later sends you a €50 love letter. People stand in line to be robbed, because the alternative is to step back into the Amazon jungle of the food court, where the trays smell of yesterday's grease and the toilets look like archaeological layers. One mother told me her little boy asked why the luxury shops sell €200 scarves next to a restroom that would shame a music festival porta potty. She had no answer, only the echo of her own footsteps fleeing. Cross the street and the restaurants perform the same magic trick. They lift the curtain, shout authentic, then serve you last week's props. Casa Vietnam, for instance, keeps its raw meat on a counter that feels 35 degrees simply because the room itself is 35 degrees. The pho arrives without the green life of coriander, without the citrus sunrise of lime, like a song missing every high note. A vegetarian friend found chicken hiding in her noodles the way a horror movie finds the killer behind the curtain suddenly, inexcusably. The staff smile as if they too are victims of the same kitchen, and perhaps they are. The menu prices, however, suffer no such humility. When night falls, the bars near the campus put on their lipstick and become artichoke, a place that should be cozy but feels like sitting in someone else's unfinished basement while they practice flirting on your date. The bartender pours you a cocktail in the same glass your grandmother uses for pickled onions, then circles back to refill your wallet more often than your drink. If you open a laptop for shelter, a waiter will emerge from the candle smoke like a theatre ghost and whisper that the light bothers the other guests, as though education itself were rude. One girl told me she left because the compliments felt rehearsed, the kind of kindness that has a calculator hidden behind the smile. She escaped into the street still thirsty, still poorer, still wondering whether the candle was there to illuminate the room or to burn the edges of her common sense. Even the boutiques tucked into the side streets join the conspiracy. Designer, a design shop that advertises itself as open, keeps its door locked at lunch hour, the owner apparently having decided that curiosity does not pay rent. Through the window you see beautiful objects arranged like museum pieces, but the silence inside is so complete you begin to suspect the merchandise is simply painted on the glass. Stand there long enough and you feel you are the one on display, the tourist who still believes the posted timetable. After hearing the same story in different accents, I started to feel the neighborhood is running a quiet experiment. How many disappointments can a visitor carry before the shoulders sag and the wallet opens out of pure fatigue? The garbage piles up early, the prices climb faster, and every apology sounds like it was learned from a manual titled, How to Sound Sorry Without Refunding.
You will not be mugged in the street. Instead, the street itself will mug your expectations, one small deduction at a time. So if you must stay near Politehnica, pack the patience of a librarian and the skepticism of a divorce lawyer. Eat before you arrive, carry your own lime, bring toilet paper that actually remembers what paper is supposed to do. Treat every posted price as the opening bid in a negotiation you did not ask to join. And when the bartender leans in with that candle-lit smile, count your fingers after you pay, then count your change, then count the minutes until you can leave without looking back.
I was looking into crimes near Universitatea Politehnica din Bucuresti, and the shops right there are like shiny traps. You know, they smile extra wide because they smell 2 week tickets. First story: the phone case kiosk outside the metro exit at Universitatea Politehnica din Bucuresti. They are like price magicians. Guy asked for a clear case, lady said 50 lei. He handed card, she swiped twice, receipt shows 500. He blinked, she shrugged, machine error. He probably walked away quiet, stomach burning, because arguing in a foreign language feels like screaming underwater. And the next day he still takes photos, but the case smells of shame. She probably kept the extra cash for cigarettes, nobody checked. Second story: the currency booth 2 blocks toward Universitatea Politehnica din Bucuresti. They are like friendly vampires. Girl changed €200. Clerk counted loud .0, then slid a wad with small 1 lei notes hidden between 10 lei notes. She realized outside, ran back, door already locked, sign flipped brake. She likely cried on the tram, budget gone, ate bread for 3 days. The clerk probably laughed with co-workers, split the profit, and police paper stays blank because tourists leave before the report prints. Third story, the souvenir shop with Dracula mugs under Universitatea Politehnica din Bucuresti trees. They are like kindness mirages. Owner offers student discount.